Hello everyone. Today we're going to look at some new coins called Raiblocks, IOTA, and Byteball. Now they all have one thing in common. They are DAG coins, which means direct acyclic graph. Now what is that simplified?
So really these have been invented to actually make things faster. So you have Raiblocks, which is going to be really just a currency to make those transactions quicker. The Byteball is actually something very similar, but it actually has like a dark send option, so you can have a privacy transaction. So I send money to you and you send money to me, we can actually keep that off of the chain. And then we also have IOTA, which wants to really integrate into the Internet of Things. What's great with this DAG technology, or what IOTA calls a tangle, is that these transactions can be verified off the chain. So the transactions themselves can verify, or in the case of Raiblocks, it's actually the users that are going to verify. So they actually have their own little chains, and it doesn't have to be actually recorded on the main chain. So it actually speeds things up.
Yeah, so it's a little bit less clunky.
Yeah, and we're actually going to see a lot of these scale over time. So it depends. So with the Digibytes, or sorry, the Byteball, it's actually a smaller overall size. There's only going to be a billion of these ever created, and they're being distributed as they go along. They're actually going to have a distribution coming up here in March. So if you hold Bitcoin, or if you hold the native currency, you're actually going to be credited some of these in the future. Whereas something like Raiblocks scales the way, all the way up. But we actually see that there's a use case for that. The more of those that are in the network, the more of those can be used for the Internet of Things, for all these different devices.
Yeah, and we looked at them from an investment standpoint today and kind of like graded them on how we think the price is going to move over time. We looked at IOTA. It's probably the most established one out of these three, and so we gave it a decent score. We considered investing in that one.
A lot of excitement around IOTA. We've questioned the team at times because it seems like they're releasing information maybe before they should, partnerships with Microsoft, things like that. But it does seem like they have a lot of good things in the pipeline, a lot of great partnerships, and their foundation and their board of advisors very well connected in Europe. The liquidity is kind of hard for us because it's only listed on a few exchanges, Bitfinex being one of them, but makes it a little bit harder for especially people in America to actually buy into it. But we do like IOTA overall, as we like what it can do in the future.
Yeah, all three of these coins are really having a little bit of a difficult time with exchanges. All exchanges have to create wallets for them. With their advanced technology, that might be a little bit difficult, but it will happen in the future for sure. The next one we probably rated was the Byteball. We like this one actually because of the way it pays you out, right?
Yeah, so we do like that distribution model, and it's actually still going out. It says that 98% of those are going to be given out to holders of the token, and also people that hold Bitcoin. And like I said, it actually releases on every full moon. So the next distribution is going to be on the next full moon, which I believe is in about 50 days. Yeah. So you can actually download their lightweight wallet and actually either put in Bitcoin to actually verify that you hold Bitcoin, or their native currency. You can actually be credited this over time. And they're also crediting out their dark bytes as well. That actually allows you to do those privacy transactions. So that's kind of a cool model. We like anything that is actually rewarding you for being a user, that proof of stake kind of model. So that's very exciting too.
Yeah, and the final one we looked at is Raiblocks. It just might be a little bit too early to see with them. They have a lot of stuff they still need to get figured out, but probably still a decent coin to invest in if you're on that like speculative kind of scale.
Yeah, we've seen some news come out with them. People are looking at this because the Bitcoin transactions and the fees have become so high. People are looking for that other kind of currency that they can send, peer-to-peer, that makes it a little bit easier. So that's why this one has been being talked about a little bit more. Some red flags for us, again, were the amount of exchange you can be purchased on. You can buy it on their native exchange that they've actually created to actually trade it. But other things that we looked at too was that we couldn't find a lot of information on their team. So that made us a bit suspect there, really to see how they're going to scale. And so at this point, we see that there was a lot of buzz going up. It was listed on, KuCoin just recently. So we saw a lot of peaks there. But we also don't see a lot of overall volume to support that price. So something that is exciting in the future, all of these tokens, these DAG tokens, are actually a practical use case, right? As the Internet of Things starts to develop over time, right? Your car talking to your computer, your refrigerator talking to the grocery store, all of these things, as we see these things come online over the next few years, is very exciting. So we do feel like there is use cases. You have to be wise before you do make an investment in these.
Yeah. So look out for more coins to come out with this technology. We'll keep you updated with our newsletter. So look down below and subscribe to that, and then keep watching for new videos as we cover industry by industry.
Thank you, guys.